Welcome to another Explainer. Today we're diving into a genuinely fascinating everyday mystery. Think about all those minor, nagging little ailments that seem to just pop up throughout your week. You know, the random fatigue, that dull headache you can't shake, or a sudden massive sugar craving. Well, what if I told you that these seemingly completely unrelated issues might actually be pointing to one single hidden problem? We always tend to blame stress, getting older, or our incredibly busy schedules, right? But the truth might be far simpler and, honestly, way easier to fix. We're going to break down the 10 silent signals of dehydration.
So tell me if this sounds familiar. Have you ever woken up feeling absolutely exhausted, even after getting a full 8 hours of sleep? Or maybe you hit that brutal afternoon wall and find yourself completely unable to focus no matter how hard you try. It is so incredibly common. We basically go through our days feeling like detectives, constantly trying to solve the mystery of our own fatigue and brain fog. We try out new diets, we buy fancy new mattresses, we download all sorts of sleep tracking apps. But what if your body just needs water? I know, it sounds almost too basic to be true, but it's actually a hidden epidemic. Millions of people are walking around slightly dehydrated every single day without even realizing it. And the scary part is, dehydration doesn't always make you feel parched or thirsty. Instead, your body sends out these silent, easily misunderstood signals. So today, we're going to decode those signals for you.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to take a structured tour of your body to see how dehydration secretly impacts your biological systems. We'll start with your brain on low water, then digestion and mouth signs, move to skin and body clues, and finally, uncover the missing thirst signal.
Section 1. Your brain on low water. How exactly does a lack of water target the head? Let's start our tour right at the top.
We're looking at constant fatigue, frequent headaches, and brain fog and poor concentration. Let's talk about that fatigue first. You might think you just need more caffeine. We've all been there. But water actually helps your blood carry oxygen and nutrients throughout your body. When you're dehydrated, your overall blood volume can actually decrease. Because there's less volume, your heart is forced to work so much harder just to pump that blood around. The result? You feel sluggish, completely exhausted, and your normal everyday activities suddenly feel like you're climbing a mountain.
Now, the biological mechanic behind those frequent headaches is absolutely fascinating. When your body loses too much fluid, your brain literally and temporarily shrinks due to a lack of water. Just imagine that for a second. Because it physically pulls away from the skull, this creates painful pressure on the nerves and the surrounding tissues. So many of us immediately reach for the pain meds when a headache appears. But if you're getting them regularly, especially after working long hours or being outdoors, your brain might literally just be crying out for its fluid back.
The overall cognitive difference here is stark. A hydrated brain maintains sharp attention and healthy memory function. But a dehydrated brain? That's where you get mental sluggishness and poor focus. Your brain depends heavily on water to fire its electrical signals efficiently. Even mild dehydration can totally derail your mental performance. So, instead of needing another cup of coffee or some elaborate stress relief routine, your brain literally just needs to be rehydrated to perform at its peak. Moving on to Section 2, digestion and mouth signs. These are your internal warning systems letting you know things are running low. The absolute most direct message your body sends you comes in the form of color. When you're well hydrated, your urine is usually a pale yellow. But when it becomes dark yellow or amber colored, that is your body actively going into conservation mode. It is fighting to hold on to whatever fluids it has left. Now, while certain vitamins can sometimes alter the color, a dark amber shade is for sure one of the most reliable, undeniable signals that you need to up your fluid intake right away.
And this cascade effect continues right into the mouth. Step 1. Dehydration lowers your saliva production. Now, saliva is crucial because it washes away bacteria and protects your teeth. Step 2. Without that protective wash, bacteria quickly begins to build up. And step 3. Bad breath develops. People spend absolute fortunes on mints and gum to mask the smell, but if your mouth frequently feels dry, you really don't need a mint. You need a glass of water to jumpstart your natural, internal cleaning system.
Moving further down into the digestive tract, we see this fascinating piece of biological prioritization. When you're dehydrated, your body realizes, we have a limited supply of water. So it literally pulls water from your intestines to support more essential organs, like your heart and your brain. The unfortunate result for your digestion, it makes your stool harder and much more difficult to pass. If you're struggling with constipation or digestive discomfort, just increasing your water intake is very often the simplest, most effective way to keep things moving smoothly.
Which brings us to a major twist: unusual cravings.
Have you ever felt a sudden, super intense craving for sweets or snacks out of absolutely nowhere? Your body is incredibly smart, but sometimes its signals get crossed in translation. It frequently confuses true hunger with hidden thirst. You feel an urge to consume something, and you immediately reach for a snack when what your body actually wants is just water. So try this strategy. The next time you crave something sweet, drink a large glass of water first, wait 15 minutes, and see if that craving just totally disappears.
Section 3. Skin and body clues. We've looked at the internal systems, but now let's shift our focus to the physical manifestations on the outside of your body.
Think about the massive contrast in how we treat our skin. People spend absolute fortunes on outside fixes. We're talking hundreds of dollars on expensive creams, topical moisturizers, and beauty treatments to fix dull, rough skin. But your skin is an organ, one of the largest in your body, and it heavily relies on inside fixes. Simply drinking water provides internal hydration that maintains your skin's natural elasticity, keeping it looking fresh and healthy. No amount of expensive cream can fully compensate for a body that is completely parched on the inside.
Here's another physical clue for you: dizziness. Have you ever stood up just a bit too quickly and felt the whole room spin? It's a domino effect. First, your fluid levels drop. Because of this, step 2 kicks in. Your overall blood pressure decreases. And because your blood pressure is lower, step 3 is triggered. The blood flow pushing up against gravity to your brain reduces. It happens a lot on hot days or right after exercise, but it's a very clear physical sign that your system doesn't have the volume it needs to function against gravity.
And then, oh man, there are muscle cramps. We usually associate cramps with extreme athletes sweating it out on the field, right? But muscles actually rely heavily on water and electrolytes just to do their basic daily jobs. Dropping hydration levels completely disrupt this delicate electrolyte balance, and that disruption can cause painful spasms and cramps during perfectly normal everyday activities, like walking up a flight of stairs or honestly, even just sleeping. If your muscles are twitching or cramping, they are literally asking you for water. Section 4. The missing thirst signal. We have reached the climax of our explainer, and it's time to upend a really dangerous assumption almost everyone makes about drinking water. So, the crucial point to remember is this: waiting until you are thirsty isn't always the best strategy. Why? Because your thirst mechanism isn't flawless. Actually, scratch that. It can be quite flawed. As people age, their sense of thirst actually becomes much weaker. This means you could be suffering from the fatigue, the brain fog, and the muscle cramps long before your brain ever sends you the signal that you feel thirsty. Relying purely on feeling parched is kind of setting yourself up for failure.
The core takeaway here is that you need to make hydration a regular, proactive habit throughout your day, not just a reactive one. By drinking water before you feel thirsty, you automatically support your energy levels, you improve your digestive health, and you dramatically boost your overall brain function. It is, without a doubt, the simplest, most effective, and cheapest health habit you can possibly adopt to solve a massively diverse range of bodily issues.
Your body is constantly communicating with you, right? It's sending you signals through your skin, your stomach, your brain, and your energy levels. The only real question is whether you are listening to it. Which brings us to the most important, provocative question to leave you with right now. Think about it honestly. How much water have you had today? Seriously, go grab a glass right now. Your body is absolutely